Hello, I'm Ryan Zink, and this is Creative Intuitive Solutions, where I teach you how to use your imagination, your creativity, along with your clairvoyance to find solutions and create change and get you thinking. And I've got a really important message today and really important topic to kind of ponder and think about. So please watch. Today I want to talk about education. I want to talk about K through 12 and also extended higher education. So, I was doing a little bit of research into my energetic space of school and also looking at the energetic space of school for the United States clairvoyantly. And a couple of things that I found that I'd like to bring to your awareness are that these facilities, the United States has been around for about over 250 years. So these facilities were created, throughout that time, and the facilities were created in a certain consciousness with a certain design and a certain plan. And what most people think is that it's for education and that it's for learning and growth and personal gain, in the sense that, you'll gain knowledge and wisdom, which is possible. But one thing I want to bring to people's attention is that your kids are at school for 7 to 8 hours per day. And then if they walk home or they hang out after school, they may be away from home for 10 hours a day. So they're not with you more than 5 to 4 hours per day at night. And that's not a lot of time to be with your kids. And what I became aware of specifically about the educational system, and this is for K through 12 and also extended education college, is that these systems were designed to cultivate different mindsets. So there's a lot of criminals in the United States right now, a lot of people in prison, a lot of people with criminal history and criminal background. And from looking at the school systems energetically, I can see that school systems cultivate criminals. So that's one way that they kind of control the population, because people sometimes are in fear of criminals. A lot of people are in fear of sending their children to school sometimes. It may be the last day that they see them. Unfortunately, that is really sad. But these are some of the mindsets that are being created within the educational system. And this isn't about blame. This is just about bringing awareness to what's really going on. So then I want to talk about extended education or college. So there are a lot of people that go to college and they want to pursue different avenues and become experts or have an expertise or make some money. They really want to use their knowledge, wisdom, and their grade point average to have a better life. But what I'd like to bring to your attention is people that go into the judicial system, lawyers, judges, people that write law, and even out into politics. These are all people of higher education. But you turn on the TV and it is a mess. You see and you hear about judges that accept money for bribes. You hear about, you just turn and look at the politicians for even 1 minute and you can see how foolish they all are. And that they're all the same. And that it's all a show and that it's theatrical. And these are people that have spent money on education. So you can see how even these mindsets are created, and it's creating some of the most foolish people on the planet. Not the most intellectual, not the most knowledgeable, and not the most wise. It's creating a complete conundrum. Then you think about law enforcement, officers. And some of them are great, but some of them misuse their power. So that's not great. And these are people that most of the time have also paid for an extended education. So these are the judges and the law enforcement and the people that write law that are taking money for bribes and that are misusing their power. These are criminals too. But they may not have a criminal background. So these are criminals too. So then you've got people from K through 12 that maybe got written up too many times at school. Maybe the teachers and the principals misunderstood this person. Maybe they forced them into a criminal mindset by condemning them all the time or shaming them with punishment. And these are the people that I feel bad for because they do have a criminal background. They were kind of raised and cultivated in that way. And I just want to give you some relief. If you're a parent that has a child that is like that, take some pressure off of yourself. They weren't even with you that much. They were at school 7 to 8 hours per day. And then after school, maybe they didn't, maybe they spent 4 or 5 hours with you. So take some pressure off yourself and some of the guilt. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I also wanted to tell you that I am an experienced healer, and that one of the things that I did was take each educational facility out in an energetic space, and I gave it a healing today. And I also had any being that had ever joined any educational facility here in the United States join that energetic space, and I gave everybody a healing that had ever been in any type of educational system throughout the United States since it was created. So that's just one of the things that I can do as an advanced healer. I love working with people in different ways and helping people facilitate their own healing and teaching them how to go within and find all of these spaces that may be blocking their awareness and their consciousness and healing. So just a little bit about the educational system, and from my perspective, what it was really designed to do: confuse people, create things that are, against humanity. We think of technology and all of the great technological advances, but you really have to sit back and think, is it really helping anyone? Everybody has access to the TV and can tune into the charade and the show that goes on in politics every day, and people live in fear over that, and all of the disasters and the horror that is fed through the news, and all the subliminal messages through commercial and advertising, not just to buy products, but to really program and train people's minds to think certain ways. We've got to get back to thinking and being able to think for ourselves and being able to see truth and find truth. And I don't think that it really starts in the educational system. So, we've got to think, how could we really be letting even this go on? It's almost unimaginable that we subjected ourselves to this as youth, and that we are subjecting our youth to it now. And I'll be the first to tell you, and if you ask anybody that I went to school with, I was always absent. And I always knew that the educational system was kind of a joke or a hoax, and I was never there. So have a good day.